Welcome back. I'm Brent Meredith, and we are back in the News Channel 5 studio, continuing our Nashville Pride coverage. Here with us now to share more about the success of this year's event are Phil Cobucci, Pride PR and Marketing Director, and Joey Leslie, Pride President-elect. Welcome back, guys. That is a mouthful of a title you've got there.
We like to think so.
Well, you look tired. Are you tired?
Well,
of course I'm
I guess
kidding.
we needed more time in your dressing room.
Of course I'm kidding. No, I'm just saying it was such an amazing event. You had so much to do. You guys have to be proud of yourselves.
it was truly a thrilling weekend. Certainly much more than we ever anticipated, and I think as a board collectively we are very proud of what we've accomplished. And quite frankly, we've already started planning for next year. 2 days after the festival.
We're talking about planning for next year, but this year though, and Pam, of course, on our co-host, who you saw, of course, on our coverage that we just had before this. But, you know, she's been a Pride president, and she knows what goes into it. And she was out in the studio saying this has been a watershed moment. You know, everything about what happened with the Supreme Court ruling, the weather you guys had. I mean, how did it feel that everything came together like that for Pride weekend?
I think the Tennessean probably put it the best and said that it was euphoric.
Wow, I saw that.
And quite frankly, it truly felt that way. I mean, it was such a special day. I think, you know, I could probably speak for pretty much every member of the board and say that there was tears in everybody's eyes at some point throughout the Saturday. And then just sitting back and looking at some of the Instagram pictures and some of the video and things that have been captured throughout the weekend, it's just been truly a memorable experience.
Well, I was at the concert Friday night, which inevitably ended up not happening due to the weather, but nobody seemed to care in a way. It was everybody was having a wonderful time, even as it was raining. We were having a fun under the tent. I mean,
yeah, and that was kind of the beauty of this year too. I think is that there was just a whole new energy in the air, and you know, it's always a celebration. It's always, you know, celebrating what has been some small wins along the way, and this year it was undeniably like, okay, we have something huge to just celebrate. And you know, Friday, it was kind of sucked. It got rained out, but people were still jovial, and it was fantastic. Like St. Lucia, a band that everybody was so excited to see. They were like, "Can we stick around and play tomorrow?" And we're like, "Yes, please."
And that never happened.
I know, right?
Oh,
They just really wanted to be a part of.
Well, and as the rain got heavier and heavier, people still stayed. I mean, nobody seemed to really mind. We were having a wonderful time.
Take us behind the scenes though of the day, because I know there's so much that goes on behind the scenes to make this work. So, what was your day like, Joey?
Well, you know, you name it, it happened. It was, you know, we the ATMs ran out of money. We ran out of wristbands. We ran out of toilet paper. I mean, that's how many people were there. You know, that speaks to kind of just. But then you just troubleshoot on the fly and make it all work. And you know, Phil, you can speak to more of.
Well, I saw you both sort of speaking into your shoulder 2/3 of the day on your walkies.
I still have that twitch kind of happening. But you know, I think for my role with PR and marketing, I mean, every media outlet was out, and people wanted to just talk. They wanted to talk about the Supreme Court decision and what the experience was like at the park. But then beyond that, there was things that everyone had to sort of just jump in and do. I mean, I remember points I was at gates collecting cash, just letting people come into the park space, to dealing with people, you know, like protesters jumping into the fenced-in areas.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because I didn't see any this year, and I know in past years we've seen 1 or 2 stragglers. I mean, were there a few?
Yeah, there were.
I saw it. Yeah.
Did you?
Oh yeah, outside the fence. And to me though, what I noticed about the protesters was people almost ignored them, which that's really to me the best thing you can do. But I know when they see them and they're holding up those horrible signs, it's hard to ignore. One thing though too, this was different this year. This is the first time you've had it at this point in June. At the end of June. You also had record attendance. So let's talk a little bit about how it worked for the whole month of Pride and talk about the attendance. Yeah.
Well, so what's great is a lot of other community groups and organizations have events throughout the month. There were over 30 sort of Pride-related events, and you know, so other groups come to us and say, "Hey, we're having this thing. Can this be an official Pride event? We'd love to help support." And you know, we're like, "Absolutely!" So let's more and more people get involved all month long, and helps us really focus on kind of the big event at the end of the month. But I mean, yeah, just thousands of people, hundreds of volunteers, just coming together all month long to pull it all off.
And then you had record crowds though at the actual event this weekend.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
What do you attribute that to? I mean, I know there's a number of factors, but what would you say those factors would be?
I think obviously this SCOTUS's ruling was certainly what was the catalyst to bringing everybody out to the park on Saturday, and just wanting to celebrate pride and equality nationwide. I'm being part of something so historic. Absolutely brought people out. I think beyond that, the weather was perfect, and then, quite frankly, just the social media blowout that happened on Friday with SCOTUS's ruling, and then how many people were talking about come out and celebrate, come out and celebrate. I'm definitely going to Pride this year. It made it for a really special moment, but then to see how many people actually showed up.
And I'll add to that too with the social media you mentioned. You know, a lot of people's profile pics were rainbowed and all that going on, and so it's really great. And we're really lucky to help organize an event that people want to be a part of. We don't have to push it out on people. Really, people just want to really clamor to it because it is such an important thing. So,
well, thanks you guys. We got to go to a commercial, but we'll be right back with more post-Pride coverage. Stay with us.